first got in trouble with the police when I was probably about 10 or 11 years of age, but my first criminal conviction was at the age of 12, which was in 1983, and my last criminal conviction was in 2005, so it's 22 years it spanned, and I had all forms of sentencing. So I had lots of community sentences which involved community service, probation, deferred sentences, conditional discharge, attendance sentences, IT, which was intermediate treatment, fines, to name but a few, and I also had numerous custodial sentences where I spent over 8 years of my life actually behind a prison wall. I developed a belief system that I was no good, I was never going to achieve, and I'd spend the rest of my life in prison, and that come from people that actually worked and was within the criminal justice system itself. Today I see that the criminal justice system is going through lots and lots of changes, and it does need huge amounts of changes. I was very fortunate to find rehabilitation, but that was more to individuals rather than the system as a whole. And for me at the moment, I don't feel that there's enough joined upness around rehabilitation within the criminal justice system, but also within the community once you leave. So there's some really good ideas in relation to giving prisons autonomy, so governors can start to really address rehabilitation that suits the clients or the offenders within them institutions. But alongside of that, you've got huge amounts of austerity, which means that you haven't got the staffing that's needed, and there's also not a real big push on the understanding in relation to substance misuse and mental health within the system. So there's some really good ideas, but I think there really needs to be a good think tank and some real good strategies around how you can embed that to make real changes to individuals' lives, because at the moment it does feel like the prison system and the criminal justice system is at crisis point. So I've created a new company which is called Gethin Jones Unlocking Potential. At the moment I'm a sole trader, but next year I'm hoping to set the business up as a community interest company. And what I do is I've really understood about personal development and change and how to get the best out of people and also teams. And what I'd like to be able to do is be able to support businesses so they can create and develop better teams, so they can be more financially viable and have bigger profits. But what I want my company to be is that it's going to have a social responsibility element to it. So when I speak to big businesses and companies, I can get them to buy into my services so that it can actually support me in helping the more vulnerable groups within the community. So I worked within local authority for many years, and at this time there's massive amounts of austerity, there's not the funding to be able to support some of the most vulnerable groups, and rather than sitting there moaning about it, I thought, why not create a company that might be able to help support some of these vulnerable groups. So like I say, is the funds that would come in from them bigger businesses would be able to support me and be able to deliver reduced rate services to more vulnerable groups.